Ebenezer Akwanga, he don't try for defend himself for that 9 million SAGA we take and for that Reverend Father. He don't talk plenty. And he say, he been a warlord. For that reason, no Catholic church, he not go operate for Munyenge. Till the father, they can't talk that true way to be happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the brief interlude. I seem to have a problem with my iPad. I don't want to use my phone because there are a series of issues which I need to use my phone all the recordings, everything, the videos and everything is here. So I think I want to use my phone to play some of those things so that people can have a better context of what is going on. I don't want that we live in a world where people can just go out and throw lies and pick half information this way and put it this way, and then the rest of the people say, oh yes, it is true. No, we don't do that. Anybody who is truthful and wants to expose crimes, you must be able to get to the bottom of it. I spoke with Eric Tato yesterday for about 57 minutes, and I invited Eric Tato to come have my phone and follow all the conversations I had with Father Jude and all the conversations I had with those in Munyenge who arrested those priests. I have everything here, and even my conversations with Chodon Gomba. But before I get to the bottom of this, I am a little bit worried about my network on my laptop. But this is what I want to say. Before I get into the bottom of this, I first want to place Chodon Gomba so that you people know exactly what is behind all of this. Who exactly is Chodon Gomba who came out with this stuff? It is a good thing to always expose crimes if there are crimes actually. The last time I met with Chodon Gomba physically is inside this very studio where I'm sitting for Sokadev meeting. And that was when he came here during the Maurice program. Chodon Gomba, the moment he left Maryland and went back to Texas, it didn't take 2 weeks. Chodon Gomba was no longer talking about the struggle. He became a federalist. From a federalist, he became a non-conformist. I got information that Chodon Gomba has been given 500 million. Unfortunately, I don't discuss these things because I always want evidence. By Musonge, he needs to start Cry Out, what is Cry Out TV, and he needs to find a means to sabotage the struggle. I was not interested in it because I know there are all types of stuff that are coming up. I got this from his own friend that he's collected monies and his job was to bring down the struggle. And the friend spoke to Theodore and told Theodore that, Theodore, what you are trying to do is not good. And the way Theodore responded to that friend, his silence, and the next word that came out from Theodore's mouth was very clear that he has been compromised. But the reason why I am not more concerned about why Chodon Gomba was compromised is because there are lots of people in the struggle who are compromised. Some truly are not actually compromised. They are doing things the wrong way and others think they have been compromised. But there is no doubt that Chodon Gomba has been compromised. And it seems as if his job is to take down one leader after the other. But I am not here to fight him. I see Chodon Gomba as a mob star. And Chris Anno as a mob boss. And I'm going to explain every detail here. Now, 2 months ago, Chodon Gomba sent me a message on my phone threatening me to release his relatives. I was confused because I've not communicated with him for long. So I asked him that, what exactly do you mean? That was what I asked Chodon Gomba. He immediately went into a tirade and started insulting me. This is somebody we are not communicating for so many months. You can recall when Maurice had his first big conference here. Theodore went on a rampage. Then I asked Theodore that, hey, excuse me, is there something that you were planning against me? What are you talking about? He called me, he said, you idiot, fool, what do you mean? Then I told Chodon Gomba, I sent him an audio. I said, Theodore, you have to be very careful. You have to be careful with who you are talking to. This is 2 months ago. And just his relatives as he said, who were kidnapped was Mr. Joshua and Mrs. Irene Sumbele. I don't know anything about it. After Theodore attacked me, and I told Theodore, if you go down this road, I will block you. Because you cannot just come and you are telling me that you release your relatives. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, listen, SOCADEF follows the highest respect of the Geneva Convention. Then he told me that Geneva Convention might last. Who do you think you are? Do you carry out Geneva Convention in your bedroom? This is somebody I don't communicate with. So my question was, why is this guy responding to me like this? 2 months ago. Now, Theodore Ngomba went to Nelson Banga. And Nelson told him, we don't do that. Theodore Ngomba went to Nelson Banga and said, he knows now the people who took his relatives. And Nelson Banga told him clearly that now that you know those who took your relatives, you need to go back and apologize to Dr. Akwanga and to SOCADEF. Because you cannot come and accuse us for things we do not know. They spoke over the phone. He knew those who took his relatives. And he has accused us by attacking me. And he knew that those who took his relatives were members of a group belonging to the ASC around the Ekona area. That he had nothing to do with SOCADEF. But because Ngomba made it very clear that Dr. Kwanga Tin says strong head, me I go show you say I pass you for strong head. Ngomba could not come back to tell me that, oh, I'm sorry, I've discovered those who took my relatives. He stayed muted. This was, I went to Ghana, finished my meetings in Ghana, came back. And Ngomba knew those who took his relatives. But Ngomba could not come back to me to tell me, oh, I am aware of those who took my relatives. Because his goal was simple. He needs to find something to destroy Dr. Akwanga. No mobster is going to destroy me. Because as I've said, every conversation that I have with Father Jude is right here on my phone. This is the last one that Father Jude wrote. What? How come these things are out? People can be dangerous. High-class hikers. This is it. That's from Father Jude. You can read it. That is what he wrote yesterday to me. I sent him Gomba's video, and that is what Jude wrote to me. That is not all. I made it clear to Father Jude that I did not send him to Munyenge, neither did I order him to be arrested. That the only thing I want to do is to find out why they were arrested and to make sure he and the driver are released. I did whatever I could do to get Father Jude released immediately. I gave orders. They convinced me that the driver was from La République. I said, hold him. Don't beat him. When I discovered that the driver, I asked for the IDs to find out myself and discovered that the driver was not from La République, was from Southern Cameroon. I ordered for his release. I even had a quarrel with Father Jude, where I told Father Jude, why did you people give bribe? Over the phone. And Father Jude told me that, Doctor, we did not give bribe. I said, then this money that you are telling me, because Father Jude told me, where's the money coming from? You gave bribe. And why were you giving bribe? When I went back to find out what was going on, because I'm just trying to lay the groundwork before I get into what I want to discuss. The story was clear. When Father Jude was picked up with all of these people, they were arrested because they were not kidnapped. They went into that area, they stopped their car, asked them, who are you people? He said they were priests. They arrested them. They have never seen them before. But they have been to Munyenge 3 times before. This was the 4th time. They took them away. I wasn't there. Whether they were beaten or not, I did not know. It is only what Father Jude told me. Because Father Jude said they were beaten. When I went to the guys, why did you do that? The guy said they were not beaten. And Father Jude's own driver is saying they were not tortured. Maybe he was speaking out of fear. But you have to understand these are 2 issues. If you put it in court, you have to corroborate who is speaking the truth. Yeah, Father Jude went to the hospital. He had wounds. There is not that they were beaten. But it depends on what degree of the beating was there. I wasn't there. So I don't control the soldier. When I said don't beat, they go and they arrest people and they think they have arrested some criminals. So the real issue was that when they picked Father Jude and all the others, and Father Jude had told them clearly that, listen, we are priests. And when it was time for them to make their prayers, the soldiers discovered that there was one person who could not pray. They became suspicious. And that was why they removed that one person, who was Jerry, in fact an innocent one, and took him aside. That you say you are all priests. Why is this guy not able to make the simple Catholic prayers? The sign of the cross and Hail Mary and the rest. They took him aside. That is the explanation they gave. And that is exactly what Father Jude told me, which I have it here recorded in audio. That is why they took Jerry, because Jerry could not pray. And he himself accepted that they were right. But now, Father Jude was the only father there. The rest of the other people were seminarians. He himself said he made a mistake because he told Divine Ajom, who is in Texas, because I told him, go and talk to Divine. Divine is a Catholic, he's like a priest. He went to Bishop Rogan and actually taught Father Jude in school. I said, no, you go and discuss with Divine. Maybe you and Divine might understand, because I don't know what is going on. He told Divine that he made a mistake because he said they were all priests. They were not all priests. So now, according to the soldiers, they thought he was lying. He was hiding something. And in reality, there was something Father Jude was hiding. But whether he was actually hiding that thing knowingly or not, it is what we came to discover later on. So Father Jude said they were priests. One person could not pray. They held that person. You will not blame those guys for holding the driver because he could not pray. And you said they were all priests. They kept that person aside. Only for that driver, I've just posted it on my page, to come out and explain that, listen, we have come to Munyenge about 4 times, 3 to 4 times. And in most of the times we're coming, there was a military officer, a military intelligence officer, who was one of the drivers. Listen, Munyenge is a war zone. Our people are fighting there. We know a lot of fighting that are taking place around Munyenge, Ekona and the rest. Especially when Godfather was there. Now this is a Catholic priest with a good intention to come and share food to our people. And a driver is testifying that he has been coming there with that priest, with a military intelligence officer dressed in civilian dress. The question is simple. Why was Father Jude having a military officer to drive him and take him to a war zone? That is the question which has to be asked. That is exactly what Jerry said. And Jerry said they were mistaking him to that military officer. Because I don't know whether people are trying to get this picture. Father Jude has been going there to distribute food. But it seems as if every time he goes there, there is a military intelligence officer that drives him. Do we know whether that officer has been taking pictures? Do we know whether he has been taking videos? Do we know what type of intelligence he has been collecting? Because this man was not armed. If he was armed, we'll say it was his bodyguard. That he was afraid that there were rogues and all criminals around. But he dresses in civilian. Where you and me, if we don't know, we will never know whether he was a military officer or not. But this driver is saying that the reason they were holding him is they mistook him for the military intelligence officer. That is a question which I, who is sitting here, I cannot answer. Has Father Jude been going there with a military officer as his driver, including Jerry? If yes, then why has he been using a military officer dressed in civilian, not as his bodyguard, because he was not carrying guns. He cannot carry a gun to go to a war zone. They will arrest him, they will kill him. Why has he been using a military officer? Is it an agreement between Father Jude and the military in Yaoundé? Because they were coming from Yaoundé. So that he went there that I need cover. I don't know what will happen. They gave him a military officer to come spy on our boys. These are questions I, as an individual, have been asking myself. And that is why the moment they picked them up, from the story I got, Father Jude opted to give 10 million. The boys did not ask. He wanted the matter to go away as soon as possible. That they should collect 10 million and they will be released. He, Father Jude, told Divine Ajom that the guys refused money when they picked them up. That is what he said. That they refused money. He didn't tell me that. And when I discovered that Father Jude had given them money, which he himself told me that he gave money to them 3 times. He sent the first amount of money, and he was doing it secretly. He was not coming from the church. He did it the second time, and the third time he said he sent mobile money. I asked Father Jude in black and white. We actually argued over the phone. Why did you give bribe to them? And Father Jude said, no, Father, we did not give bribe. You see, let me tell you something. Human life is more important than money. Money is not important. I just wonder they should release my driver. Listen to the video yourself. When the driver said what he said. So the question I want to ask every Ambazonian, because now I might not even say I know who is telling the truth. Why has Father Jude been going there to carry out a mission of helping the people and having a military intelligence officer as his driver? That is the simple question I need answer. I don't care what people are saying. He went there with that driver to do what? That is the question. I am the one who sat here yesterday. If I wanted to lie to people, I would have told you that nobody took any monies. In fact, people have been collecting ransom out there. There is no leader who has ever come out to even agree. Even when they caught Professor Leke in Lebialem, when Red Dragons caught him, I intervened in that issue. You people know how much money changed hands? Has anybody accepted that money change hands? It is because I want to do the right thing. I said that they gave money. I said that here. Nobody forced me. I am trying to be as open as possible. They gave money. And in reality, Father Jude had something to hide. Period. If I was a wicked man that I wanted to collect money, for the fact that Jerry knew that they were coming there with a military intelligence officer, that makes Jerry an accomplice. It makes Jerry the driver an accomplice. I would have said he would not be released. That you knew you were coming here with a military officer where your brothers are here fighting for independence. But I insisted that he should be released. That we do not take our own, harm them, beat them, or wound them. This has been an issue of Ngomba looking for everything to rub on me. And then people who are out there, who are gullible, who are saying that what can we stand on him, they are celebrating. I've said my phone is here. Father Jude knows everything he sent to me. Look, he sent those audios to Ngomba. He's not being... Nobody is holding Father Jude as a hostage. Why is he telling me that Ngomba hacked his phone? Why is Father Jude saying that he was hacked? Who hacked him? He selected part of the audios and sent. All the audios between me and Father Jude is not out there. He hasn't put out the audios where he's praising me and telling me I'm a man of integrity. He knows what I say, I will do it. He has been following me. Why did he not send those audios? Why did they not put them out? Why are they doing selection? They go pick something and say this will take and rub on Dr. Akwanga. No, they will not rub it on me. My phone is open. I said it openly that they gave bribe. That is what I said. He said they did not give bribe. They gave bribe. And you can come to my phone. I've asked Eric Tato to come to my house. He will listen to audios where I went after Opopo and the others, telling them that you will refund that money. How many people have done that? I said they should refund the money. I didn't take the money. So somebody will sit up and say, hey, Dr. Akwanga has taken 200 million. Where is evidence? 200 million? Then those boys are fighting with that type of weapon? Come on, give me a break. Will you stop all this childish stuff that we go out and throw? This is not an issue about protecting the Roman Catholic Church. This is an issue about getting to the bottom of it. The question I asked was, why was Father Jude willing to offer them 10 million immediately they arrested them? Was it a cover up so that they should not know there has been a military intelligence officer in their midst? Or what was it actually all about? And why did he inform Divine Ajong, who taught him in Bishop Rogan, that the boys refused to collect money? But they came back to him, as he's saying, and then he sent monies to them. So what is going on? How do you compromise these two things? How do you? He tells me something, the boy tells me something, the driver says a different thing. How do you judge it? You judge it based on the integrity of people. I asked Father Jude simply, why didn't you tell me they asked you of money? Why did you give bribe? That is what I asked him. He's a man of God. He can testify. I and him argued over the phone over that issue. Whether he took a military intelligence officer to Munyenge or not, I will sitting here, I can assure you that I don't have any evidence apart from what his own driver said. But his attitude after they were picked up that he wanted to give 10 million speaks a lot of volume to me. That there was something they were trying to cover up. That is how you judge these things. I'm not going to judge that I have evidence that he brought a military officer. No. But I'm judging on what is out there. I'm judging on that. Now, I need to come back to this issue. It's very important that I do that. When Gomba's relatives were arrested or kidnapped, because I don't know the situation, Ngomba came attacking me, and even after Ngomba discovered that they were being held by an ASC group, Ngomba was unable to come and apologize. He decided to keep it secret so that he can use it against me at any time to attack me. He's the one who told Nelson Banga that he knows the group that took his people. He didn't tell me. Nelson Banga did not ask him to say that. But he knew the truth, but he covered it because he need to find something to rub on me. Now he came out and said he was reading a letter or producing a letter which Comrade Florentine wrote to him. I am going to read that letter. You listen to it very well. Because we are not going to allow manipulators. We will not allow Musonge Knights. People who have never shown any killing of our people on their network. People who have never come out to support what we are doing. To come out and act as a mobster and throw out anything that I think it will stick on me. If he has evidence, I have them here. He should not only send them through his YouTube. He should send them to the ICC. I am not afraid of anything. As long as I know my conscience is clear. And I know I have the evidence on my phone. This is what Dr. Florentine wrote. He said, Chodon Gomba the dog. Based on what Chodon Gomba wrote. This to let you know that at the SOCADEF and the APLM, we do not as a policy involve in kidnapping and ransom taking. Yes, of course. We do not. We respect the Geneva Convention. Kidnapping and ransom taking is not what we do. Yes, the leadership of the APLM and SOCADEF has been involved in fighting for the release of Ambazonians kidnapped by rogue groups on the ground. That is true. Nobody can debate that. The soldiers themselves on the ground can testify. This does not mean you should use your phone and send out stupid messages to leaders of the APLM and SOCADEF. For once, be civil enough. Should you have been polite and displayed some manners, we would have deployed a search and rescue team for your relatives. If we knew where they are, or at least launch an investigation as we have always done. Because if you don't get the entity of these things, you get halfway, you read it halfway. Remember, we gave 24 hours to the groups that held FACO chiefs, and they were held by ASC groups. And the chiefs were released. The new one was coming from SOCADEF elite forces. Remember, I spoke, they released those chiefs. Chodon Gomba have not told you people that I was the one holding those chiefs ransom, kidnapped, hostage, because they know exactly those who were holding the chiefs. By your very attitude and arrogance displayed towards the entire APM SOCADEF leadership, I can assure you none of us will look into your case. For a start, you are a shameless sellout, coward and traitor. Exactly, that is what Ngomba is. He can only cause manipulation. He will not say anything good about the struggle. Everything that he's going to produce will be what will cause chaos and confusion. Unfortunately, he's not going to succeed. If you think you are not a coward, why did you not pick up your phone when CIC called you? You are an absolute idiot. Yes, when Gomba sent that message to me about his relatives, the first thing I did, I called him. I picked up my phone and called him. Because I was confused. One, I'm not communicating with him. For as long as. Why was he sending me that? Ngomba did not pick up his phone. Then when I sent an audio, Ngomba now responded. That is act of cowardice. If he was sure of what he was writing, he would have picked up his phone. I called him to ask him, what are you talking about? Let me tell you something, Theodore Ngomba, you are not educated enough to engage in a debate with any leader of the SOCADEF. If you confront a hostage negotiator or kidnapper in the manner in which you have confronted our leadership, I can assure you that your relatives will be posted in the land of no return. Exactly. If you think I've kidnapped your people, and you think I am the kidnapper, and then you approach me in that way, I will kill them. So it's to show you how stupid this guy is, and how he carries his approach. He's thinking that he has to be reckless, he has to be insultive to people, and he will solve the problem. That is exactly what he wrote to him. He said, I can assure you that your relatives, you are an idiot and a capital fool. Should they die, you are fully responsible. Those are Dr. Florentine's words. And he had every reason to write the way he was writing. Because this guy even discovered those who were holding his relatives. He was unable to come back and say, I'm sorry. I discovered those holding my relatives. Did his relatives pay ransom? To who? How much? Has he put it out there? He called Divine and threatened Divine that he will go rampage. Divine told him, listen, don't go rampage. Go to BBC. Yes, that is when Ngomba should go. He should go to BBC, CNN and the rest, not YouTube. And this is where the whole thing comes to play. I was shocked that it looks as if Theodore Ngomba has not finished his posting. The person who reacted immediately was Chris Ano. Had they communicated between Chris Ano and Theodore Ngomba? Has Theodore told Chris Ano, I'm going to throw some dirty stuff on Dr. Akwanga and I want you to react immediately to give you legitimacy? Chris Ano reacted immediately. He didn't call me to ask, Doctor, what is going on? No, Chris Ano went online and he could not even spell my name well. He was so much in a hurry. Chris Ano was so much in a hurry to destroy me. He couldn't spell my name well. He went and posted it online. That is Chris Ano for you. This is somebody that, at one time I asked, is Chris Ano for us or against us? Is he just reckless or is he a simple calculated collaborator with La Republique? Because his statements, his reactions, at times they are mind-boggling. Chris Ano, who talks to me? Chris Ano that I paid his flight to come down here to have meeting with us. Chris Ano who came to my house, sat with me and discussed. Yet Chris Ano could not call my phone to find out what was going on. Chris Ano came to the conclusion. Chris Ano is from Texas. He's in Texas. And in Houston. Ngomba is in Houston in Texas. So, did they have a plan? Did they met behind the scene and said, we must destroy Dr. Akwanga? And the moment I go out with this video, you should go out? Was it a plan? Was it well arranged? How can we justify the statement that Chris Ano has been putting out there? Chris Ano has been putting one statement after another that has compromised this struggle. The fun of it is, Chris Ano's mother is my greatest fan. Now it is becoming very clear to me that this was a well-organized plan. Of course, Ngomba has been planning that for long. He's threatening so many people. There are others I don't want to call their name. People I've schooled with, who have talked to Ngomba and warned him. But I won't call their name because I don't want to compromise their individual position. So it has been something he's been planning. But the question I want to ask is, Ngomba works for Musonge. Oh yes, he doesn't work for Southern Cameroon struggle. Unless he's going to prove me otherwise, to show me the positive things he has done on his television on Southern Cameroons. The killings of our boys on the ground. Let him show me what positive statement he has said on any of the leadership. Just one. Then I will know that he's being investigative. Let me put it that way. So, Ngomba knows he can manipulate the people and put out anything. He can pick one video and put out. He puts out the audio of a soldier. Did the soldier inform him that I gave them authority? Go and capture Father Jude and the others. When Father Jude and the others were going to Munyenge, did they inform me? I was in Southern Africa that we are going to Munyenge. Go and tell your forces. Then I went and told them that, oh, these guys are coming. Arrest them. Was I aware of what was going on? It is because the guys told him that I am the boss of SOCADEF. That is my crime. I am boss of SOCADEF and I take responsibility for that. These guys are not educated. They have not gone to any training school anywhere. Some of them are reckless on the ground. They beat people, there is no doubt. Some commit crimes, but you need to prove to me somebody has really committed a crime, then I let the person go. You need to. I have evidence here. You know, when you make an audio, the date is there. I asked Eric Tato, come and look at my phone. You will hear everything I said and you will see the dates I said them. Even to those soldiers at Munyenge and to Father Jude. You will get every bit of the conversation here. I told him to come. I'm not hiding it. Let him come and open every bit of conversation here and hear what is inside. And know exactly that the only way you can free our people is to tell the truth, not to lie. I came here, I explained to you people that this amount of money was given. And I have challenged Father Jude on that. He can testify. And you come, oh, go and return the money. Listen, I am not Sokadev. I'm the leader of Sokadev. When I take a decision, and the majority said no, they will keep that money. This man has first offered 10 million, they refuse. He himself has told one of his own colleagues, somebody who taught him in school, who came out of the priesthood sector, that we offered money to the soldiers, they refused. Now he gave money behind. I asked him, why did you give the money? I did not say, where's my share? Let him come and talk. Why did you give money? And then you come back, I came here, none of you asked me to say it. I would have sat here and said, no, we did not take any money. I want to be as open as possible. Because I have told those soldiers, let me make it categorically clear. You will not get that money. And Father Jude is going to explain how a military intelligence officer became a driver. That money will be used to buy iron and granite. I'm saying it openly, I'm not hiding it. You get me? I wanted that they refund that money. I made it clear. And I told people that money must be refunded. When the team said this is what has to happen for what these guys have done, I took that decision and I'm saying it right here. You will not get that money. And I will make sure if Father Jude doesn't respond to this question, let me make it very clear. They will not call me a warlord. The Catholic Church will not exist in the Munyenge area. I am saying this openly. I'm not afraid. If he has carried intelligence officer to that area to spy on our boys, even if those guys torture them, and justice will have to follow them for the torture, the Catholic Church will shut its doors in that area. I know that many of you are Catholics. Some of you believe so much in the church than in God. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I've kept a lot of videos and audios here. I'm prepared to throw everything out there. I'm prepared to throw everything out there. I won't let anybody try to muddle this struggle by trying to rob me into some silly mud. There was a question which Ngomba asked me. Geneva Convention, my last. And when Ngomba discovered I did not take his relatives, he could not tell the people the truth. I want to repeat. Before I came online, I just received information from Bamenda that a 16-year-old girl has been kidnapped. There is a difference between arrest and kidnapped. And the person who is holding that child is asking for ransom because the child has been going to school. Do you know why they contact me? Because I will call when I get that kidnapper. The kidnapper knows what will come for them. I don't talk stupidly. I've told you people I'm prepared to go to prison. I am sure that each one of you who calls yourself leader or who is passing around Ngomba and the rest, you are ready to go to prison. Because I have the facts. They are here. I have said it openly. I didn't order anybody to take money. That is why I put it here. I put it here so that people should hear what I was telling Father Jude. I made it clear to him, if he talks to me in that manner again, I will not make a follow-up on the issue because I did not send him to Munyenge, neither did I ask those guys to arrest him. I'll put that one here before.
Father, I don't want to have a problem with you. I don't want to block you. Okay, this issue is the way it is because you caused it. When you went to that parish, I wasn't there. I had no idea. I was first out of the country. When you start writing to me and telling me that please let my driver, it looks as if I have a magic one where I call those guys on the ground and talk to them. I've made it even clear to you that to reach them by phone is difficult. I don't want to get angry. If I get angry, I'll never pick your call again. And I'll wash my hands off this issue. I'm serious. I've been on the phone talking about this issue, sending audios to the Defense Council to make sure I get to the bottom, asking the general to reach me. And then you are sending me this type of message? Please, I did not initiate this issue. I did not. I did not do it. So if you want me to do something, you just leave me quietly to do it. If you keep on coming up with these issues, I'll wash my hands off it. I didn't arrest him. Neither have I said they should hold him. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it to get him out. I don't want to get angry. I'm very serious.
So let me make this very clear. No one is going to stop me from doing what I want to do. No one, not even La Republique. Not the rubbish Ngumba throws out there. I've told him that if he has his stuffs and his stuff, he should push them wherever he wants to push them. I've told the father, and I have it here, all his communication with me. Because I did not beat him up, or did I ask him to tell me I'm a man of integrity. I keep my words. And I make sure that what I say is what I practice. And I want to repeat it here. I did not ask father to give money to General Opopo and the Sokadefians. I did not ask him to have promised them 10 million from the very beginning. I did not ask him to accept that the boys refused money from the very beginning. I did not ask him to carry a military intelligence officer to that area. Whether he did it or not, I don't have any evidence on my own except what his own driver said. And if his driver did not say those things, there is no way I am going to say the driver was an intelligence officer. No. He was a simple driver, mistaken for an intelligence officer. If that driver was even tortured, it is because he, Father Jude, had been going to that area with a military intelligence officer, and they mistook the driver for a military intelligence officer. So if there is any fault, it falls on him. But that will depend on investigative issues. It is not hearsay. I don't work on hearsay. But I want to make this categorically clear. I didn't ask for money. If he gave 6.5 million, that money is going to be invested in the struggle for independence. I am unapologetic for that. I don't give a damn what any of you will say. But I want to make this clear. I'm going to send orders today to Munyenge. I will shut down the Catholic Church. I, Akwanga, will shut down the Catholic Church in that area. And the priest who is in that area, who has been very good and comes from La Republique, I will ask that priest to quietly go back to where he comes from. He should not be hurt. Until the church comes clear on this issue, the church will not function in that area. I want you people to know what I'm saying. I am responsible for what I'm saying. I will not sit back and allow you guys to think you want to destroy this struggle by thinking you will tarnish my image. You will not. As Chris Arnold said it, that I prefer Chris Arnold to prepare his report and send to the ICC. I am not one of those people that can be bullied. When they called Professor Leke and took 5 million or plus from him, I wasn't there. I intervened in that issue. Chris Arnold knows Red Dragons. He knows how much money they've collected from people, how they have seized things from palaces and the rest. And he knows the position I stand. Let me put it very clear. Chris Arnold, you are a mob boss. And Gomba is a mobster. And the fear that the two of you have is that I am a prosecutor with integrity. So you are finding any means to bring down that prosecutor so that you can continue with your mob crimes. There is no room for you people. There is no room. You will not have your way through. So nobody should come here until you can count me. I am making this very, very clear. I have taken this matter with the Vatican. Father Jude, I don't care whether you gave these things to Ngomba. Send every communication because I have it here. I don't know why it has to be cherry-picked. You are complaining that you were hacked. No, nobody hacked you, Father Jude. You were not hacked. You are a coward. You told me you were tortured. And what did I say to you? I said if that ever occurred, that is totally unacceptable. And you yourself said, Doctor, I'm glad that you are against that. And I know you are against that. How could anyone not try to rob me? Are you not aware that your audios are here with me? You, Father Jude? When you were giving this to Ngomba, what were you thinking? It is very clear what you guys are doing. You think you can destroy us? It was the church that was partly responsible for the genocide in Rwanda. It was the church that cooperated with Hitler against the Jews. It was the church that was cooperating in Burundi against the killings there. The church has been silenced even over Central Africa. You will not bring that to Southern Cameroon. So let me tell you people, nobody is going to count me. That is exactly what it is. You will not. I will stop the church in that area until the church comes clean. That is what is going to happen. Is Father Jude alone, his words, against his driver? Because even though I keep saying he came with a military intelligence officer, I don't have 100% evidence, but the very words of his driver. And if his driver said they have been there 4 times, and Father Jude himself confirmed to Adjunct Divine that they have been in that area 4 times, that begins to tell me that the driver is telling the truth. They have been there 4 times. He was driving a Hilux. I mean a bus. And the military officer was driving a Hilux. And what he was saying on the video, in one of the videos, Father Jude was not there. And if Father Jude said I've been there 4 times, that was the 4th time. And that guy himself is saying that I've been there 4 times. And then he goes further, the driver, to say that one of the guy who was driving that car is a military officer who has been driving the car. Then it begins to make me to put 1 and 1 together as a prosecutor, that there is something very dangerous and fishy that is going on. So we have to be very careful. We will not protect the church. I will not condone torture. No. If Opopo and the others torture them, that matter will be handled. But if the church has become a spy, a co-conspirator against our people, the church will pay for it. No church is mighty. I'm not scared of the mafia of the Kali church. No church is mighty. I want to make that very, very clear. So, I know you people love your churches. You've been baptized. I'm a Presbyterian. But I am a no-nonsense Presbyterian. I'm not going to tolerate rubbish. So when you guys come out and you are trying to rob Dr. Akwanga, and you see this Texas mafia, by the time Gomba is pushing it out, nobody is going to react. Chris Ano was immediately online, attacking me, saying that I have to be brought to justice. Chris Ano said I should be brought to justice. It's quite ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous. People don't know exactly what they are doing. It's ridiculous. You are all wasting your time. You are wasting your time. You won't stop me. You won't stop the truth. But as I've said it, Ngomba, I know where he belongs. For Chris Ano, I have been doubting where actually he belongs. I know where Ngomba belongs. Go and watch his stuffs. Go and see whether he's been talking positive things about the struggle. Go and watch it. Every time he comes out, he's looking for something to stain somebody. He rubs it, he massages it, he brings half news and put it out there. That is Ngomba. I know him. But now, I don't know Chris Ano any longer. Because if I look at all the statements he's been putting out there, he was the one who signaled the DOs and the governors to remove their families. And when they took away their families, we do not have any potential weapon, any people that we can hold and force La Republique to come and start negotiating with us. They removed their families. It was Chris Ano with his mouth who signaled them. He signaled them by threatening them, telling the guys, go after the families of the DOs and the governors and the rest. So he was mainly using a coded language, telling them that take away your families. They took them out. And at the end of the day, when they took them out, the only people our people can go and hold are DOs who are Southern Cameroonians. DOs, divisional officers. I have intervened in cases of divisional officers for them to be released. I've even been against taking money from them. Go and ask 7 Kata. Go and make the findings out there, they will tell you. But that is what Chris Ano did. He made sure that La Republique sent only our own people to our area and said, if we want to kill our people. Because all of them took off. Some of them are even running the southern region from Douala. That was Chris Ano's job. I can go on and on the statements Chris Ano has been throwing out there. I've been asking myself, is this guy just reckless? Is he insensitive? Is he stupid? Is he a moron? Or is he naively or directly working with La Republique? I have not been able to put my head around until the way he and Ngomba annexed yesterday. That as Ngomba is going out, he is coming out. My network with Chris was no longer existing. I sent a message to Chris Ano this morning. This is what I sent to Chris Ano. You must have lost your mind. I will respond to Mr. Ano appropriately and firmly. That is what I responded to Chris Ano this morning. Chris Ano picked it. It means there is network collaboration between Chris Ano and myself. He has not blocked me, I have not blocked him. But Chris Ano did not think it was wise for him to call me. He's a journalist. Maybe he can even fly to come and get all the facts on my phone. Anyone who is a journalist or a social activist who wants to get the details, you come here. You can see all the messages, the written ones, the audios of Father Jude and myself. You can see all the communications to Munyenge. You can see the ones in the Defense Council, and you will know the position where Chairman Akwanga stands. So I won't talk much about this issue. I'm done with Ngomba. It's not today I know that he is working for Musonge. It's not today that I know that he is just there looking for means to destroy people. But Ngomba is too small for me. I don't see him. He's a Lilliputian. So I won't even go after him. He has already destroyed himself. And he's going to pay for that. But for Chris Ano, he has just drawn the battle lines. When someone who knowingly, in audios and evidence, because they cannot come and show you one audio which is saying that in an audio where I'm giving command that go collect monies, they don't have it. They don't have any audio. They have nothing to put out there. Rather than cut and paste and do sabotage. They don't know that I'm far bigger than that. For Chris Ano, he has drawn more than the line. And any individual who stands with Chris Ano makes himself a target. Not to me, to Sokadev and APLM. We are not going anywhere. You will not bring us down. You guys held a meeting, Ngomba and his team, and they said, oh, we need to rob Dr. Akwanga. Everybody is robbed, we need to rob him. You need to look very well to find what you robbed me with. You said they gave me 200 million. 200 million, Ngomba. Ngomba, I won a case against La Republique for torture. And I told Father Jude that I have been tortured before. And I know torture does not bring out the truth. I will never ever support anyone to torture anybody. It is in audios, it is in writings, I've said it time and time again. And then what did you do? You said, you just throw a blanket statement. He has been collecting ransom. You don't have any evidence. You are talking about Munyenge. I put it out there yesterday. You did not ask me to do that. No, he's been collecting ransom. You don't have evidence of the ransom. You don't have it. You can even try to disguise my voice or get some soldiers on ground zero. Go get them. So that let them make audios pretending that they are talking to me. That I've given them order to go capture somebody and take ransom. Go do that. Do something better. This is not good enough. You want to rob Dr. Akwanga? Do something better. This is not good enough. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. So you think that that is enough that you can take to rob me? No. You need to do more. You need to do more. So I have made that very clear. If I ask for ransom, I will refund the money. If someone comes to my area and did what Father Jude did, Father Jude declares himself persona non grata in the Munyenge area. And he has technically declared the Catholic Church a persona non grata in that area until further notice. This is war. We are not in a seminary. This is war. I told Father Jude clearly, the date is there. That, Father, I did not order for you to be arrested, neither did I order you to go to Munyenge. I have nothing to do with it. The only thing I'm trying to do is to listen to you and make sure your driver is released. I told them, when they told me they've arrested fathers, I did not even know it was Father Jude. I did not ask questions. The only thing I said, before my plane lands at Dallas International in Washington, D.C. area, you must release all the priests. Because I'm God-fearing. It is when I landed, before I begin to know about Father Jude. And Father Jude was trying to reach me. He could not reach me because I was out of the country. Even the Father Charles, who is in the Vatican or in Italy, who wrote to me that he's going live. I have the audio where Father Jude is sending a message to Father Charles, warning him not to go live. That I, Akwanga, am a man of integrity, that I keep my words. The audios are here. They are here. Social activists, you are in Maryland area, come here, you listen to them. I don't have time for all this chicken play. So you guys should do something better. Okay? Don't play this game that Eugene Buchanan was playing against Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Where they went and took some audios which were not audible enough. They say it was Dr. King who was having sex in the room and all whatnot. No, it doesn't work that way. Do something better, Ngomba. Set a better trap, a better plot. Don't come and throw these things and think that you've done something. No, you've not done anything. You've not done anything. You are not the one who spoke about the money. I spoke about it. You didn't ask me. And I want every true Southern Cameroonian to go and ask themselves this question. Did Father Jude, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, took a military intelligence officer as his driver to Munyenge? Question number 1. If yes, the next question is why? This officer was not wearing uniforms, carrying a gun as someone to protect him. So why take him in civilian clothes to a war zone? Those are the questions you should be asking. You should ask those questions. And how did he come across the military intelligence officer? Did he approach the military in Yaoundé and ask them permission for protection since he was coming to a war zone? And if he did that, what was he thinking? As a man of God, you must ask those questions. And when he comes with a military intelligence officer, and he himself does not know what that officer is doing, is he or was he aware that officer might be carrying a wire on his body? A wire to record even him, Father Jude, and to record our boys. Or that officer was even carrying a small videogram on his shirt to record the hideout of our boys. Does he know that in those 4 occasions, if truly he has been bringing that man to that area, that man might have given information to the military and people might have died in the Munyenge area because of that one military intelligence officer he brought there? Any true Southern Cameroonian should ask those questions. When you have answers to those questions, then you know the gravity of this issue. This is not a joking matter. It's not a joking matter. It's not about 6.5 million, which they gave, and which will be used to prosecute this struggle. I didn't ask for money. If the soldiers asked for it, and with the gravity of what I know about this military intelligence officer, human life would have been paid for it, not even money. Because you might not know how many people have died out of that action. Oh yes, because everything now we are working on assumption. It's assumption. I am assuming that Jerry the driver spoke the truth. And I'm assuming it because Jerry said, how many times have you people been here? Jerry said, we have been here. This is the 4th time. And Father Jude himself was able to tell Divine Adjon over the phone why Jerry was not there. That they have been there, that was the 4th time. So if Jerry could say they have been there 4 times, why should I doubt Jerry when Jerry is saying that they have been coming there with a military officer? Why should I doubt him? That is how you put 1 and 1 together. So I need answers to those questions. It's nothing else. I need answers. This is a serious issue. So Father Jude cannot go and send out audios thinking they will sabotage me because they beat him up. As he himself told me that they throw them in the water. I wasn't there. That is his own words to me. And the soldier said, no, we didn't torture them. Oh yes, he has wound on his legs. They might have been beaten. I don't doubt that. I am not doubting it for 1 second. Because I know what the boys on Ground Zero are going through. And when they hold you, you are not careful, they might beat you to death. Before even discovering the truth. That could be true. He could be truthful that he was tortured. I do not doubt that. Because it happens all over on Ground Zero. And I've been fighting against it. I am not running away from being the leader of SOCADEF. No. I am not. I don't shy like other people. So you give me a break. Okay? You give me a break. The question is, Father Jude should give an explanation on these issues. But even if he gives an explanation, it will not suffice for now. Because he is the one who is saying that he wants to keep this thing secret. Why is the one sending the audios and the stuff to Ngomba, the Musonge acolytes, so that they can go out there and use it as a sabotage? He said he was hacked. I don't think he was hacked. There are things he said there. But the only bad thing is, as a man of God, he would have just sent all our communications, everything, the written and the audios, so that he be on the safe side. That is what he would have done. He didn't do that. We are not going to tolerate this madness in this struggle. We have tolerated it for too long. Let me tell you people something. In 1997, La République du Cameroon called me a terrorist. Actually, the word they used was extremist. But the first person who used the word to call me a terrorist on the BBC was my own father, Pa Fongalamfo. I was still in prison. He was part of the SCNC. He described me as a terrorist. I still welcome Pa in my house. I took it like a slip of the tongue. You know, you give a dog a bad name to hang it. But let me tell you, no amount of labeling is going to hold. I will do just what I want to do. If you guys are thinking that, Chris Ano is thinking that negotiations might be coming, he needs to destroy this one man that has a Lebialem connection so that he becomes the one man standing. He's wasting his time. Every statement he, Chris, have said for this struggle, let the people themselves judge it. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say Chris have collected monies. I'm not going to say he has been involved in issues that he knows himself that collected ransom. No. I have judged him first on the statements he have been saying there. The recklessness of the things he have been putting out there. At times, they are even forcing him to go and withdraw them. That is when you begin to find out whether people are naive collaborators or active collaborators. Because he is one of them. He's either a naive collaborator with La République or an active collaborator. Because Chris Ano of every person will be the last person who will get some information, will not call me on my phone, and we go online and throw out things and say, we need to. In categorical terms, Chris Ano. Do you think I'm afraid to go to The Hague? Before I entered this thing, I knew it was not theology. For God's sake. I know it can land me to prison. And I'm ready for it. As long as freedom will come. So you people should stop playing these games. My family is ready for it. Many of you are not ready. I am not scared for 1 second. I came here to do one thing. To let those of you who are firm on this struggle to hold your ground. Don't believe for 1 second that I, Akwanga, will give up this struggle. I am charging La République du Cameroon more than 3.6 million US dollars for torture, for compensation. La République has reached out to me 5 times for negotiation. I've told them they will not negotiate with me. They will negotiate with the people of the southern Cameroons. And we are open for negotiation. Maybe some of you people think you need to kick me out of the way so that you have your way. No, you are not going to have your way. It's not going to happen. So for Ngomba to say I've collected about 200 million, I don't even know where he said I got the monies from. Is his brother Musonge who gave it to me? Or I collected the 200 million from where? Look at me, somebody who has collected 200 million. 200 million. Then you will see my guys riding in machine guns around Mato. Choco, machine guns. You will see the weapons they will be carrying. Then you are going to know that Dr. Akwanga has arrived. Do you know why La République doesn't want to pay me compensation? They said it in open. Even to my lawyers. that if they pay me compensation, they know I will use that money to fight them. Let me make it very clear. That is why they have not paid me. They tortured me. Oh. They're not giving me bribe. And they will pay. Even if I die, they will pay to my grandchildren. They say they are afraid to give me the money because I will use it for the struggle. And they are right. They are right. The struggle is important to me than anything. I will invest it in the struggle. So for you to cowardly go out and say, Dr. Akwanga has collected 200 million. My brother, if you know where the 200 million is, bring it. Mobster, bring the money. I will collect it. And I'll use it for this struggle. The US government came to Nigeria to interview me, Homeland Security. They knew why I went to prison. Remember, one of my charges was that I stole explosives from Yes Jakiri to use against the system. They said I stole explosives. The US government was aware. They came there, interviewed me, brought me to the US with my people. I am not an asylee, I'm a refugee. And when you become a refugee, part of the test might be that you are a stateless person. And that is what I wrote in my work. When I told the Homeland Security guy that I don't have a state, I don't have a country. I had no ID, nothing. But they believed me, they knew me. I would have changed my name and put anything. They know me. Chodon Gomba. They know me very well. I am not a perfect person, but I keep my words. And I say them as I see it. I fear no one. I respect everybody. But if you are not deserving of my respect, you will not get it. So go and do a better job. And Chris Ano, you and Gomba should collaborate very well and do a better job. But your days in this struggle have just run out. There will be no truth in this issue. There will be no truth. I know how you came through the back door. And I know all the plots that has been going on, that you guys think I'm backing Sako, so you want to kick Mullah Sako out of IG. I'm not part of IG. You can go on and kick Sako and you can take over. I know about the elections issue with you, that you thought you won the elections and then they brought Mullah Sako. I'm not into that. I've said Sako is a good man. Until he proves otherwise, I will work with him. Anybody who doesn't like it is his business. But I am pragmatic and I am straightforward. I have said we will not have a government. I will not recognize a government. I will recognize them as an entity working for this struggle. And I respect them for that. You will not change my way. I debated this issue with Comrade Eric Tato yesterday for hours. And I told him that compromise is give and take. If you want me to give something, you should get the other side to give something. That is what I told him. So let me make this once more before I stop this discussion. Chris, I know your days in this struggle has run out. You can go out and make videos, audios now, and call yourself, you are communication secretary. No, you are not communicating to yourself. I did not put you there. I will not ask you to be removed, but I know what I will do. I am a fighter. I'm not a politician. Go and ask Njuma and the others, they will tell you. And Gomba, one more time. Peter Mafani Musonge bought over 3 editions of Jeune Afrique, owned by Masha Bashi, Ahmed Mohamed Masha Bashi from Algeria. 3 editions that he bought when he was prime minister. And those editions went after Akwanga. They wrote all types of terrible things about me. In fact, they painted me more than a monster that if I appeared in the military court, it will not just be life imprisonment, it will be the death sentence which they actually proposed. The commissaire du gouvernement wanted me to be sentenced to death. I did not give up. That is Jeune Afrique economy. I mean Jeune Afrique. Blaise Pascal Tala came with Luke Lowe to Bamenda. I was naked at the Genemarie upstation to interview me. He wrote his own 4 editions of Jeune Afrique economy. They wrote all types of things about me. I did not blink, even though I was in their custody. I want to tell you the type of person I am. You use the word strong hate. Mine is not strong hate. It comes from a different planet. It is what is in my heart. That the issue of Southern Cameroon is a divine struggle. And nothing can stop it. Not even me, Akwanga. If I become a criminal today, it will not stop the struggle. I will be destroyed. The struggle will stay. So for each one of you, you are joking with a servant of God. Your days are numbered. You might just be driving and you have an accident, you don't know what will happen. It is because you have touched God's tail. You are joking. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I'm made of. You don't know why I survived in prison. It was not because I was perfect. I got a mission, and I must accomplish it before I go. You or any other person out there will not stop me. You will not. I have to make that very clear. You will not stop me. Go and do a better job. Do a better job. And collaborate very well with Chris Anno in doing that job. Do a better job. This one you did like this is childish. Because the evidence are there. Do something that I don't have evidence. Do something I've not spoken about. Do something that I will be so scared to come to put my face out here. I told you people that I can talk for good 5 days. My voice will not change. I spoke yesterday, I'm back here. You cannot try it. It's a gift. Because I was born and prepared for this day, for this hour, for this moment in history. Do a better job. And to each one of you Southern Cameroonians, if you do not have wisdom, start looking for some now. Because worse things are coming. You will hear terrible things that will be thrown out there. Be very careful. Worse things are coming. As La République is struggling to find means to negotiate, they are making sure that the people who will stand on your behalf are destroyed, so that they can have weaklings. People will give in to them. But I've told you people, even if my heart stops beating, I'm not going anywhere until we have freedom. There are so many of them out there. The record speaks for itself. You see, money is the last thing you can tie on me. Money is the last thing you can tie on me. Everyone who knows me knows about that. You can't tie money on me. Otherwise, I will not be here. La République brought 500 million. Go and ask Ndeningo and Philip Takan, who were with P&T and Muchipu Sedu in prison. They will tell you. 500 million. Why I am in their custody. To buy me over so that I can sell my brothers. The people that I am the one who went and preached freedom to them at Oku, Kumbo, Noni. I refused that money. 500 million. The highest I ever saw was 100,000 given to me by Dan Muna of late, who owned Polyclinic Bonanjo. 500 million. It could not convince me to sell at that time. Somebody from a poor background. See 500 million. You leave it. Then I will come now. You are talking of silly 200 million. You would have even said 1 billion. Something higher than that La République has given to me before. I have said this in the open. La République has never refused that they came to bribe me twice with 500 million. When I said they tortured me, La République went to Geneva and said, yes, I was tortured. Have you ever heard that before? They agreed that I was tortured. They agree what they did to me. So you guys have to do a better job. Do a better job. I am just doing the work of God. And you see, when Jesus was angry, he entered the temple, the house of God, and chased the people who used that temple as a place for money changing, as a business ground. For now, I see the Catholic Church in Munyenge in the same way Jesus Christ saw the temple at that time. That church will close its door until it really becomes a house of God. We will not tolerate this type of sabotage. We will not tolerate it in this struggle. It will never again be tolerated. It will never again. Everything I do, I draw my inspirations from the Bible. That is why I said, do not kill, because human blood is not like normal animal blood. When you kill, especially unjustly, it will haunt you. I said, do not torture, because I have suffered torture. I've been on the balançoire. I've been fed with human feces and urine for 2 weeks. I've been sexually molested. I've eaten maggots. Maggots to survive in prison. To have protein. I've gone through mock executions. I said this in the open. Let La République come and say they did not do it. Mock executions. How did I come out through this? They have burnt plastic bags and they took my face and put on it. That is why you see I'm wearing this thing. I was not born with this. My father died without wearing this at the age of 87. Even my mother. For this struggle, I still did not give up. I suffered paralysis for 3 years. With a can, I did not give up. When you are so low at that time, when you go to court and they say you should be sentenced to death, and then they give you 20 years, you are at your prime, you are not even sure you will come out, you don't give up. I'll come and give up in this small silly stuff you people are throwing out there? No! Musonge Night, do a better job. Theodore Ngoma. Go do a better job. And let your mob boss, Chris Ano, know that he has just run out of his days. I will not say their number, no. He has run out of it. I mean every word of what I'm saying. They are numbered. No. He has run out of it. Yes. This madness must stop. It must stop. There are a lot of people, you people are rubbing mud on them online. A lot. You just go, you throw anything sticks. Some of you even do what? You take a Nigerian telephone number, and when you want to register the number, you register it Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, and then you use it, you are attacking people. So that when they make a screenshot, it is going to show that it's Dr. Akwanga. That is what you people are doing. So that tomorrow you can take that screenshot and you throw it online. They say, oh, it's Dr. Akwanga who said it. After all, the name on it, you will not see the telephone number. It's Dr. Akwanga. You guys are too small. You should do a better job. I don't know where you can go and do training for that. But you need to do a better job. I am bigger than that. Before I joined this struggle, I know I might die without seeing freedom. But I know freedom will come. And I know I might even go to jail again. But I know freedom will come. So there is nothing you can frighten me. A man who is already dead is not afraid of dying. I am down there. You see, this is what I told Juma. And let me tell you, Chris Ano and Gumba, and any other persons like you people. I'm a very feeble somebody. Small. If I die, they want to make my coffin. They don't need more planks. If they will even put me in a coffin. A very small coffin will be enough for me. So very little amount of money will be spent. I'm a very small man. I've been as small as you see me all my life. This is who I am. But I'm a small man. None of you can carry my heart. It is too heavy. You can't carry it. So you guys should do a better job. Do a better job. Because you have just announced your own destruction. I will speak to you people again later on this evening, when Comrade John Ba Akuru and Comrade Elvis Kometa, they come over here. We'll be sitting here and talking to you people. Southern Cameroons must win this war. Therefore, I will walk. I will serve. I will save. I will sacrifice. I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost, even unto death, as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. So help me God. Have you heard the key words? Walk, serve, save, sacrifice. So I'm prepared to die for this. Even when you make up and frame up stuff, I'm ready to die for it. Endure means I will keep going and I will fight cheerfully. Because I'm sitting here like this, I'm fighting cheerfully. I'm not fighting to clear my name because nothing has happened to me. I am who I am. I am fighting to wrestle this struggle from the hands of a mobster and a mob boss. That is exactly whom the two of you are. If I call you traitors, it will be a milder word. You are something worse than that. And the time for answers has come. Thank you very much. Stay safe, be vigilant, develop some wisdom, and don't ever let any of these people take you on a hokuduki, because there will be more crazy stuff they will build and throw out there. When you get a video, listen to it well. When you get an audio, listen to it and ask questions. Ask questions. Ask them. If you tell me that John Paul II was a sodomy, I will refuse, because I've read his private history when he was in the military. I will not just take it for granted because somebody has written a book on it. You must ask questions and be wiser, because as this struggle is gradually coming to an end, all of these mob stars and mob bosses will be coming from different angles with different colors. Stand your ground. Speak the truth. If you have to pay for it, pay for it. May God save us all.